The upcoming Amazing Spider-Man 2 hits AMC Theatres everywhere on May 2nd, and director Marc Webb is speaking in pretty grand terms about his new film. In a recent interview with Total Film Magazine, Webb said the following: "We're pushing the levels of effects, the levels of action, and the emotional capacity of this kid. It's an aggressive step forward. We throw around the term operatic because of the spectacle and the theater involved, which is pretty epic. There are enormous sets and great set pieces, but really it's a very intimate song. This relationship between Peter and Gwen is very delicate and beautiful." John, what do you make of Webb's comments?
I love them. Now, of course, take anything Marc Webb says with a grain of salt. When a director is talking about his own movie coming out, yeah, watching it in the editing bay, I feel like I could have done better. No, I mean, obviously he's going to tell, but it is really encouraging. You're hearing him say things like, you know, we've upped the ante, basically, on the epicness of it, of the action, the effects. But it kind of confirms everything we've kind of felt from watching the teasers we've seen so far, because the teasers for this film are insane. And I'll reiterate this. When I was back up in Canada over Christmas, one lazy afternoon, we decided, we turned on the TV and The Amazing Spider-Man was on with Andrew Garfield. I still don't get where anybody doesn't like this film. I don't get it. I mean, all films subjective, more power to you if you didn't. Absolutely. I'm just saying, it's a really good movie, minus that absolutely god-awful swinging across the cranes across New York City scene. That was terrible. But other than that, the action was great. The effects were wonderful. The acting was wonderful. I'm really looking forward to this. And hearing a director, even though you have to take it with a grain of salt that he is the director of the film talking about it, but still, hearing him exude that kind of confidence is nothing but a good thing. So I'm very excited. Amy Rose, what about you?
Yeah, very poetic comments from Webb.
Yes.
I mean, I really like the way he structured that, and I think he's a really good director. I mean, I feel like most of the criticism about the first film was that it didn't feel very different from Raimi's films. It was still origin, it was still introducing all of this. I do think it was a really solid film, but I feel like that's mostly the criticism surrounding it, is that it didn't really bring us anything new. Well, now we know the plans for this universe. It's going to be much more villain heavy. It's going to lead this way. You know, we already have Gwen Stacy, which we didn't have. I mean, we have a lot going on, and I'm really happy that they're going to continue that storyline and development between those two characters, because that's you know, I'm not going to spoil what happens, but I'm glad that they're going that way. I'm still glad they pushed Mary Jane to the other film, but she needs to be in it, and I really like his comments. You're right, we take it with a grain of salt. I mean, what actor or director is going to not talk about how epic and amazing this film's going to be? But it does look like it's really raised the bar in terms of everything he's talked about, just from the promotional materials and trailers we have seen. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I hope he does continue the story in a way we haven't seen before.
And I like that you brought up the whole Gwen Stacy thing, because we know that is the reason they pushed Mary Jane out of the film, because they really wanted the emphasis and everything to be on the relationship between Peter and Gwen. Great call. I'm really happy to hear that. Anyway, Schnepp, how do you see this?
I was going to say, Spider-Man 3, let's face it, you just hit the jackpot, Tiger.
Yeah, that's coming.
That's happening, because he's going to need that, because anyone who's read The Amazing Spider-Man, these are not spoilers, what happens to Gwen Stacy. Do your homework. That's probably what's going to happen in this movie.
Oh, it's going to
happen.
Everything's leading up to that, and that's going to be a big bummer, and that's why Mary Jane needs to be in the third film.
Exactly.
And I like the way he's talking about it being operatic. Granted, he's the director, but at the same time, I think The Amazing Spider-Man 2 is going to make The Amazing Spider-Man a better film. Yeah. Simply because they're building upon the basis that they made Peter Parker's dad part of Oscorp. They made all of the origins tie in. So, granted, it's different from the comic books, but I think it's, as far as for a new movie trilogy or quadrilogy or how many of these they're going to make, hopefully 12 of them, it's great and amazing for me. I'm very excited about it.
If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to AMC Movie News on YouTube. It's free and a great way to stay updated with all the latest movie news, and check out our daily show, AMC Movie Talk. Also, don't forget to check us out on Facebook and Twitter to stay in the loop for our special prizes, giveaways, and contests.